When my dad goes to work, he does really important stuff. He stops bad guys and keeps everyone safe. When people are in trouble, he saves the day.
Am I the only one who wished that wasn't a dream? The Boys episode 5 is here, and I gotta say this was one of my favorite episodes so far. There were so many references and jabs, and I'm here for it. In this video we'll be going over some new theories, how Stormfront may be pulling the strings on a huge setup, and if you're lucky, Logan will even whip up some precious memes. So grab your favorite pig, smash that like and subscribe button, cause here we go. Welcome to the set of Dawn of the Seven, the biggest over-the-top SJW film of all time.
I'm a lot like you. I'm gay.
And this episode goes gloves off on how big companies like Disney promote diversity, but often don't really give a shit, using it more as a political tool to gain points rather than creating authentic and genuine stories that feature characters from diverse backgrounds. Just look at John Boyega's scathing critique of what Disney did to his character Poe in the Star Wars franchise, or how lesbian kisses are often relegated to background actors. And Homelander is just firing on all cylinders this episode.
Girls, get it on.
Done, girls, get it done.
Or how about this jab at DC and the Justice League?
This new Joss rewrite really sings, huh?
This episode focuses heavily on Homelander. We've seen how his public image has been tanking while his envy for Stormfront rises. He'll lose the public's trust when his killing of an innocent is caught on camera.
So what, they're all starving, but one of them's got a fucking cell phone?
Homelander tries to ease the situation himself by interrupting Congressman Newman, who is a huge outspoken figure against big corporations like Vought and Homelander. Her character is based off real-life Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Didn't you love that little walk like an Egyptian dance you did online? So fun.
AOC went viral a few months back for her dancing. Stormfront once again offers her help, and how about this for some sex foreshadowing? Sex shadowing?
Well, I'm here when you want me.
Butcher is a complete mess after his wife Becca decided not to run away with him. He even starts a fight getting the crap kicked out of him to feel something. At a nearby pharmacy, he picks up a pack of Homelander peas under a Vought Fresh Farm sign by a Maeve and Starlight cutout, and let's not forget the 7 plush toys. One of Homelander he ends up buying so his dog Terror can fuck it. But this episode really digs deep into the relationship between Hughie and Butcher. The two complement each other. As we'll find out from Butcher's Aunt Judy, Hughie is a lot like Butcher's younger brother, Lenny. Butcher would always stick up for Lenny, and Lenny would always reel him back in and calm him down. The show doesn't explain what happened to Lenny. When Hughie asks Judy where he is, she just says, "Oh, God rest his soul." In the comics, Lenny was killed by a bus in 1986. However, it's uncertain whether he could still be alive in the show. As Mother's Milk said in episode 3, Hughie is like Butcher's canary, alerting him to when he's gone too far, when he risks getting in danger. Just like canaries alerted miners to the dangers of the mine like poisonous gases. Butcher, however, is done. He's off to Argentina for an early retirement. But first he'll need to stop off at his Aunt Judy's to pick up his dog. Frenchie follows Kimiko, who I guess is now specializing in face peels. She's actually doing jobs for the Albanians through his fuck buddy Sherry. This is like a double betrayal for him as he sees his love go down this dark path and his friend using Kimiko for her own game when just last episode he vented all his feelings about this situation. When confronted, Kimiko lashes out. She feels responsible for the death of her brother and killing others is her way of coping. If she's gonna change, she'll need to open up to Frenchie, teach him her secret sign language she and her brother used to communicate, and realize she wasn't the one responsible for her brother's death. Until she's ready to do that, well, Frenchie puts it this way.
Go be a monster.
The Deep is on his whirlwind press tour after his marriage to Cassandra Schwartz, who we met last episode in her marriage interview. This is all part of the Church of the Collective's plan to revitalize his image. We even get our first glimpse of the head of the church, Alistair Adana, in one of their ads, someone who will likely play a bigger role in episodes to come. Now, I visited churchofthecollective.com and it takes you to the boys' website. Maeve will later come to the Deep looking for his help, but what exactly she wants isn't yet known, but it likely has to do with taking down Homelander.
We're gonna take that motherfucker down.
The Deep will need a woman like Maeve to be on his side if he's going to get back into the Seven, and she needs someone like the Deep if she's going to protect Elena. Since Homelander outed Maeve on live television, he's been a specter over their lives, and Maeve is concerned for Elena's life. And not to mention the insanely contrived lesbian image Vought has constructed for Maeve and Elena's relationship.
Americans are more accepting of gays when they're in a clear-cut gender role relationship, like Ellen and Portia.
A-Train shows the director his revised dialogue, which makes it seem less like he's leaving the Seven and more like he's just going away for a while. And some of these are actually pretty hilarious. If you zoom in, you can see, "But the truth is I've been running my whole life, and I'm not sure where I'll run to next. I understand you're an amazing hero, A-Train. You deserve the best, and I look up to you. You're the greatest hero I know. Where's A-Train heading off to next? Not sure. I wouldn't count me out just yet." A-Train's put in his place by Ashley, who says if he doesn't go through with the approved script, he'll be outed for using Compound V, a breach of his morality clause in his contract. He'll get nothing. Butcher arrives at his Aunt Judy's. She's actually in the middle of a drug deal.
Banana, saltwater taffy.
She runs a drug den in her basement for old people needing prescriptions. And can we just talk about how amazing this Russian debate over which musical is better? Clearly, Dear Evan Hansen. Kimiko here just takes bullets like they're nothing, kind of like Black Noir does later in the episode. He also survives several bomb blasts. Speaking of Black Noir, he's like the worst at hiding. If Butcher and the gang are going to take him on, they'll need to buy themselves some time, which is why they call the fire department for a fake gas leak. Stormfront has brought Starlight's mom to set. We saw her last season and know she gave Starlight Compound V without her consent and was an overbearing stage mom that put her in hero pageants. Starlight has a lot of resentment toward her mother and doesn't like the fact Stormfront is meddling in their relationship. This is because Stormfront knows it was Starlight who leaked the Compound V story to the press. Later in the episode, she'll call her out for it, which Starlight says if she does, she'll out her as being Liberty. Huey gives Butcher a pep talk. How can Butcher be giving up when there's so much at stake? Huey didn't give up when Robin died. Robin you'll remember as Huey's short-lived girlfriend from the very first episode. But Butcher isn't having it.
You're so scared of being alone, Huey. First you latch onto Robin, then Starlight, and now me. Well, you know what, son? I ain't interested.
Butcher wants to be alone because he knows that he can't get hurt if there's no one to hurt him. But he needs to understand that one has to risk getting hurt for those you love. Stormfront and A-Train have a little chat where we learn she used to be a churchgoer, but not anymore.
That place used to be pure. And then they just started letting all kinds of people in. Some people are quality and others are garbage.
She is straight up racist to the max here as she drinks out of a cup that says Storefront. Homelander's attempt at appeasing the crowd at his protest goes terribly wrong when they boo him. If he's gonna change his image, he'll need Stormfront's help. She'll get one of her interns to create some fire memes.
Oh, this is just the first batch. I'll have Logan punch up the fear.
This is a total jab at those far-right memes you'd find on your uncle's Facebook. Stormfront's been setting up a lot of stuff this episode. Starlight and Donna, Homelander, and this scene with Lamplighter, who is credited just as Man in Scrubs. And it's here we can basically confirm that the soup who made Agent Raynor's head explode a few episodes back is someone who is a patient at Sage Grove Center. Someone who is ordered by Stormfront.
No one ever said the job was easy.
Look, he's just a kid. 17 years old, you don't gotta look him in the face.
This kid is feeling sorry for what he did, but Stormfront says he's a hero. We'll likely see him next episode. Black Noir makes his move on the house, the bombs the boy's preparing having no effect on him. Butcher takes him on, but he's no match. Even the bullets Mother's Milk and Huey dish out at him have no effect, so Butcher has to use his last card. Blackmail for Black Noir. If Noir kills any of them, he'll leak photos of Homelander's secret bastard son to the world, a son who was conceived through rape. And that's when Black Noir gets a call from Stan Edgar, who's been watching, a call whose ringtone is Handel's Messiah. It's literally a call that becomes the boy's savior here. Edgar agrees to let them go in exchange for the photos to remain a secret. Starlight breaks into Stormfront's computer using the password Adele to gain access. Adele is Stormfront's mother's name. With all the theories going around about Stormfront and her connection with Frederick Vought, perhaps her being related somehow, I'm wondering if this Adele shown in this picture is her mother at all. Remember that Liberty doesn't age and should be in her 70s or 80s, so this being her actual mom is unlikely. I'm still thinking Stormfront is related to Frederick Vought somehow. Maybe this could be her sister or even a complete fake to prop up her ruse as Stormfront and not Liberty. Starlight finds numerous emails from Sage Grove, the same place Lamplighter works. Much of the emails are blurred out, but we can make out things like 82% success rate and phase timetables. This place seems to be a testing ground for supes, perhaps even one run by Vought to continue performing experiments just like Frederick Vought did at Dachau. I think Stormfront is planning something nefarious with Vought. After all, it was Stan Edgar who made her part of the Seven, and we really don't know where she was all these years. She definitely has some sort of plan and is putting all the pieces in place, and I can't help but think this plan is in coordination with Edgar. Even after her encounter with Starlight, she says to her,
You're gonna be a big help to me.
so she obviously has something planned. Even more concerning is her fight/sex scene with Homelander. It looks like she has him right under her finger. Hey, at least Homelander can warm up all the milk he needs now.
Don't be a pussy, laser my fucking tits.
Well, we do know strong older females are his type. I think we can all agree Stormfront isn't in love with Homelander. She is gonna use him, and damn, is this breakup gonna hurt. And finally, we have a complete change in Butcher. The events of this episode have inspired him not to give up on Becca. He tells his dog,
I swear to God, I'll get your mum back.
earlier he talked about how him, Becca, and Tara were supposed to be a family, so the mom here is referring to Becca. But just exactly how he'll get her back remains to be seen. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and while you're at it, give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT for more bad takes. Until next time, remember,
Daddy's home.